Here we go, live song reviews. We're back in action. It's Sunday. Happy Sunday to you guys and gals. It is time to review your music. I do these live reviews for you guys. It's all for you. It's not for me. Hopefully you guys really like it. I'm just going to be basically giving you feedback on your music. So songwriting, arrangement, production, mixing, mastering, all the cool shit to make your music pop. All right, I'll tell you if something's sync licensable. I've synced about over $2 million in sync licenses and composed for TV, commercials, films that have gone on to gross billions of dollars. Yeah, I know. I'm just patting my own back over here, but I'm here to help you guys. That's all I'm doing. That's what this channel's for. It's to help you guys learn everything that I've learned in 28 years of doing this. All right, so if you're here, say what's up. Say what's up in the chat. Yo, Drew Knight in the house. All right, Mixmaster Studios. What's up? What's up? Got Jenna Lex. Always good people in here, man. I'm always so happy to be around you guys. Like, you know, it's virtual, but I want to give you guys some virtual hugs. Yo, Rev Kev in the house. All right, cool. So we got quite a few songs tonight. I'm not going to waste anybody's time. If you guys like anything you hear, show love, drop thumbs up, you know, comment, chat in the group, connect with each other. That's all this is about. I mean, if you guys can't do that, you're not going to make it in the music industry. I'm going to be straight up with you. You got to connect with people, right? So that's what this is for. Yo, Piercy, what's up, man? Yeah, thank you. Got the yellow. You know, got the banana going. Drew Knight in the house. All right, Vess, I don't know how to say your name, bro, but I always see you, so what's up, man? All right, let's get right into it. Let's see what we got. I think we got quite a few tonight. Awesome. So I'm going to go by time uploaded unless you're part of the channel, which is $5 a month, and you can skip the line, all right? So if you're not, I'm just going to go by time uploaded, which I got the first one is by Black Naga, and Like It or Not. Let's get into it. If you guys like the music, show some love. If you guys don't like the music, don't show some love. But also, you guys, share the channel. Share this show right now. Like, take a screenshot, post it to your Instagram. Anything you can do to help us get more people involved in this. I want to hear new music. I want to hear better artists, producers, mixers. I want to connect too. So this is for you guys and also a little bit from me. All right, let's roll.
Like it or not, I never wanted to hurt you. I know how it feels to burn. Yeah, I've become a stranger. Somehow I've become a ghost, 'cause I feel like I'm burning alive. I'ma be me, like it or not, free, to give what I got, because I feel the need to let go. Like it or not, like it or not, like it or not, like it or not. 'Cause I feel like I'm burning alive, and I feel the need to let go. I'ma be free, to give what I got. I'ma be me. Oh, like it or not, I don't wanna change it. So don't take it personal. Hey, you only wanna take
Okay, hey, good way to start the night. It's a really interesting song. It's kind of like got a ballad feel to it. It's got some rock in there. It's got some hip hop, some trap, some R&B. Like it's got emotional parts, but then it's also got like these like epic parts. Like yeah, it's a very interesting composition. As far as like notes to make this a lot better. First things first is the tuning is just not like, someone said it in the chat, like it's very out of tune. There's a lot of notes that are just, yeah, like they're not quite there, a lot of flat notes. So, take the time to tune up the vocals. Melodyne is a great way to do it. You can do it with Auto-Tune Pro, you can do a lot of things. We got tons of videos on this channel that can teach you how to tune your vocals. I try really hard to put out content for you guys that are going to help you, that's going to help you make better records, make better decisions with your records. And tuning is a big thing. Intonation, performance, those are the things lacking in this track. The other thing is mainly for me, it's the mix and master. The mix is just smashed to death. It sounds so squashed. And I don't know if you like uploaded it to a mastering online program or something, but it just sounds so like just clenched, it's not open. I think overall, like EQ wise, it sounds pretty good, it's full, it's thick. But yeah, it feels like it needs to open up, it needs separation, it needs depth, it needs to be able to breathe and have some dynamics to it. And the performance itself is very stale. It's like, da, da, do, da. Like, I want more performance. I want more feel out of that performance. Those are the things that I really, tweak my ear a little weird. And I'm like, I don't know. Tuning, intonation, vocal performance, and opening up the mix and master is going to be like, that's what you need for this song to get it to that next level. Definitely need some love on those fronts. I think the composition and stuff, I think it's cool. I think that it's got its own vibe, which is great. That's what art is, right? Do it better than anybody else. All right, let's get back into the list here. Muscle featuring Els, Richard Roosevelt, my guy. He's usually the first one that uploads. This guy's a hustler, man. He's got so many songs.
They all wonder how I hustle, had to get it at the muscle. Get it on the double, got my dollars in the duffel. Got a problem, we can tussle, y'all just asking for some trouble. I'll set fire to your castle, leave your ashes in the rubble. Flush them out of all the tunnels, I watch all the cookies crumble. In the jungle, don't want nookie, less her ass look like a bubble. I ain't tryna kiss and cuddle, I'm just tryna get these bundles. All that lip, you need a muzzle, so much drip, I leave a puddle. Hope you ready for the rumble, only do this cause I love you. Hope you really know the game, cause I can't teach you in a huddle. Now I got some hustle. No, it won't be the same. No, I won't lead the game. No, I won't be contained. But your boy lead the game. Now I got some hustle. Now I got muscle. Now I got some muscle. Now I got some hustle. No, it won't be the same. No, I won't lead the game. No, I won't be contained. But your boy lead the game. Now I got some muscle. Now I got it. Now I got it. Muscle.
We put in the pain for all of this gain, now all of us greedy. All of this chicken been touching our hands, now all of us greasy. All of your women been thinking I'm handsome, it wasn't easy. You don't got the answers, bitch, I'm a cancer, eating paninis. Yeah, I'm feeling alive. Girlie is feeling my vibe, her body is sending me signs, her pop was a mine. She coming along for the ride, she said I got drive. Girl, just taking a stride, pushing this shit to the sky. Me and my guys, we always aim for the prize.
Hope you ready for the rumble, only do this cause I love you. Hope you really know the game, cause I can't teach you in a huddle. Now I got some hustle. No, it won't be the same. everything. Now I grow some muscle. Now I got muscle. Now I grow some muscle. Now I got some muscle.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. I like it. I think it's dope. I think it has like a really good, you know, just radio friendly kind of sound to it. I feel like it's digestible, which, you know, that could be good and bad. I feel like sometimes, you know, we try to go towards things that are already out and things that are already successful in the marketplace. But being an artist is about being a leader, right? You have to kind of come out with your own sound. You got to do your own thing. Richard, you got your own voice. Definitely, like, you know, when you hear your voice on records, like, it's very distinguishable, which is great. It's just like the beats and stuff, I feel like, are just like a little too predictable. You know, it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of like I've heard this beat too many times, basically. And I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's just like I want to hear something kind of more fresh going on a beat like that, you know? But also, I think that it's nice to have another voice on the track because it really breaks it up. It breaks up the monotony. But there's only really two parts that I feel like. There's like the rapping, and then there's the got some hustle, some hustle, and it just, I don't know, like with beats like this, it feels like it gets too monotonous, you know? It's like da 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 da. It's like one note, two notes. I got some hustle, you know? I kind of feel like there's nowhere to go. So, you know, coming in with like a cool bridge, breaking it up a little bit, maybe, you know, modulating into like a major key or minor key. I don't know if this is major or minor, but it feels cool. It's just kind of like I want it to go somewhere else as well. And it's good that you chose it only to be, you know, as long as it is, because I don't think that it could be any longer. Like 2 minutes, 40 seconds, that's a pretty good length for this if it's going to get too repetitive. But yeah, overall, I like it. I think like the low end is nice, you know, it's got that floppy 808. It's really low, like it's super subby, which is dope. Kind of makes your stomach, you know, kind of grumble a little bit, but it's dope. I like it. I just think, you know, I want to hear something a little bit more unique. I feel like I've heard this track before. I don't know. But yeah, man, I always got dope shit. Let's move on. Let's go to Punta Conejo. Steve Ante, let's roll. Are you guys liking this shit? Are you liking it? If you are, drop some thumbs up. Show some love, you guys. Share the channel. Share the video right now. Post it to your Facebook, your Instagram. It helps everybody. It helps you guys because your shit's on here, right? Let's go.
Punta Conejo, my kind of place. Punta Conejo put a smile on my face. Deep down in Mexico, I'm enjoying all I see. This place is wonderful, this is where I want to be. Punta Conejo, my favorite place. Punta Conejo, so glad to be here today. Wake up to sunshine, wind in my face. Good tasty breakfast gets me ready for the day. So many point breaks, sand beneath my feet. Swells keep coming, calling out to me. Punta Conejo, my favorite place. Punta Conejo, so glad to be here today. Long dirt roads, cows and goats, dogs and kittens, a long way from home. Pollo asada, huevos rancheros, volcano mountains rising from the sea. Punta Conejo, my favorite place. Punta Conejo, so glad to be here today. Friendly people, always ready to help. Relax in the sunshine, take a dip in the pool. So much laughter, talking all the time. Playing music, jamming in the moonlight. Punta Conejo, my favorite place. Punta Conejo.
Dope. I love it. I think it's really cool. I think it's really important sometimes to realize that songs sometimes can be about stories and storytelling more than they are about like being really like, oh, I'm gonna do fancy musical stuff. You know, I see some of your guys' comments in the chat, and I think it's important to remember, like, if you're hearing the story and the story is getting across, then why the fuck would you need to like add all this crazy shit and do all these crazy scale things? And you know, you don't really need to be doing that. I think a really great example of that is what the Smiths did, right? I think that a lot of the times when you want to tell a story, sometimes like the storytelling needs to be front and center. And I feel like this track is conveying that story to me, right? Like it's talking about a place in Mexico that he just loves and, you know, telling the story of this place, and it feels that way. The harmonica kind of like throws it for a little bit of a twist, kind of gives it a Western twist, Southern Western twist, which is cool. It kind of feels, you know, like Texas-y kind of vibe, maybe Mississippi, you know, down home, down south kind of shit, which is cool. I think it's cool. But overall, like, yeah, it can move a little bit more. I don't think it needs to be this long. I think stretching to 4 minutes on this is a little bit of a stretch. And then also, I just think more than anything, it's the mix for me. Like, I think the mix just kind of feels detached a little bit. Like, the harmonica is, like, detached. The shaker is like, oh, here I am. I'm on the right, and I'm really loud. But overall, like, yeah, the feeling, the story is there. So what am I going to say? Like, oh, you got to reproduce this and do some fancy shit with it. No, man. Like, if it's conveying the emotion and it's getting across the story of what Punta Conejo is, like, cool. That's the vibe, man. You know, I think you nailed it. Like, shit. Like, yeah, it's overall, like, sure, it needs maybe to be spruced up with the production a little bit, but I think it's more so just needs a nice, good separated mix that's glued and separated and has some cool, you know, vibes to it where you're bringing the harmonica up when you need to. Yeah, you're bringing it back down when it's not needed. Even muting some of the harmonica where I feel like he's just riffing on the top of stuff. But overall, I think it's dope. I think it nails exactly what it's trying to do. So, I don't know. I think it's easy to like hear something like that and be like, yeah, man, you need to add a saxophone and you need to, you know, put a slide guitar in there and you need to change what you're doing there and write something. It's like, why? The fuck for? Like, all right. Okay, so I'm gonna move forward. Let's go. What do we got? Shade Casey Hayes. All right, this one's called Shade, I think, and it's from Casey Hayes. Let's lock in.
Parents' love flames bright as a noonday summer
Yo, it's so hard, man. Like you had something really cool going. I'm not gonna like sit here and riff on all the notes I have for the mix because the mix is just terrible. Like, let's be real, like bad mix, man. The bass, everything's like weird, scooped out, feels really thin. The vocals, kind of Ozzy Osbourne kind of shit. It sounds like it was recorded on like ADAT in like 1978, hair band kind of shit. But yeah, like I don't know. I get to the hook, and it's funny, Drew. You're like, "Ooh, that hook is nice, bro." I'm like so unsatisfied with that hook. Like, let's listen to this coming back in again. Like, yay! Like that's not a hook, bro. Like, I get it. It kind of shouts back to a time. And this, I don't know. I feel like maybe this really was recorded and produced like back in like 78, 82, you know, that kind of era. But shit, like, yeah, that chorus just doesn't do it for me, you know? Like, if you're gonna do something like that, I feel like you gotta like stack up the vocals and it's gotta get way more epic, you know? Drums gotta standing in the shake, you know, like it just needs to be like way bigger, like Van Halen, you know, like you gotta open that shit up, you gotta go crazy. But yeah, it's gotta sound that sounds dated. It sounds like a specific time period, hair bands and shit. So it's cool. Like it's got a vibe to it for sure. But yeah, the mix is like god awful. It's just like super thinned out. Like if you played this against anything else, like people would be like, "Yo, this is an old song, right?" So it feels old to me, which I don't know if that's what you're going for. But yeah, you gotta kind of open that up. That feels it just feels too thin and just, you know, unmixed. All right, let's move forward. Chance Slats.
Always wanted more. I couldn't set more. Set the best in life. And then I'm like the rest. Out of thousands, only one will come forward. A narrow gate that I'm gonna go for. I'll try, but I may not succeed. But if I knew what took that chance, well, that's all I need. I'll try. Let the world disagree, but I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna take that chance. I'll last up there. As we wait for time to tell us thereby. As time destroys all in its way. Wasted days, but we gotta move. We're gonna move. I'll try, but I may not succeed. But if I knew I took that chance, well, that's all I need. I'll try. Let the world disagree, but I'm gonna take that chance. I'm gonna take that chance. Success and failure in this world. Setting the games that won't remain. So watch get their hit until we transcend.
All right, so I love the vibes. Like, I love that fast punk shit, you know, like Drew's saying, it's totally 90s Victory Records kind of vibes. The hardest thing for me, though, is like I can't understand at all what the vocals are doing just because the mix is so congested. So it's like, it's so hard to hear what's going on. And I get like the style, like I grew up on this shit, you know what I mean? Like I skateboarded in the 90s and the early 2000s. This shit was like everywhere, right? So I think for me, it's just like getting it so that it actually translates, like so you can hear what's going on. The whole thing is just kind of like chubby. It doesn't have like that like top spitty kind of stuff. The high mids are like totally missing. That kind of stuff. So I think like that, like in the guitars especially, like articulation has to happen in the guitars, especially when they're going fast. Like they sound like when they should sound like like that's like Neve Q fucking push it through the console, hit that 3.7K on the Neve, you know what I mean? 1081, 1084, 1073. You gotta get some spit on it. Everything sounds really boxy and like muddy and it's just not defined. It's not separated and it's not, you can't hear the different guitars playing. So it kind of takes a lot away from me just with the with the mix, you know what I'm saying? So overall, it's mainly that. Yeah, suicidal tendencies, totally, 100%. I hear all that shit. Yeah, can't hear the guitar enough. The bass is like, you know, like everything is so congested, which means a lot of the times like you have to go and separate by taking out. Don't go adding, right? Like you don't need to go add a bunch of 3K, 5K, 10K into the mix. You need to go in and you need to carve out the bass a little bit. You need to carve out the guitars. You know, I use high pass filter on a lot, like all my guitars, no matter what. If it's electric guitar, I high pass that shit. And a lot of times I'm high passing all the way up to like 150, 250 sometimes, depending on what the guitar's range is doing. Like where is the note going? And with this, it's like, like, it's like you could literally high pass all the guitars up to like 180, 200, and you'll be fine. So let that bass like take up that low end, you know what I'm saying? Let that bass sit at that 150, 140 kind of area where it's going, and then, you know, hit it, spank it with a little bit of distortion, little tape saturation. You know, there's all sorts of stuff. You need harmonics in the bass so it's spitty. But yeah, it's mainly mix notes, man. And you know that, bro. Like that's why you got me, you know, you got me helping you with the mix and shit. So it's all good. But yeah, I love it. I love punk. Like I like punk because like fuck, everybody they take from punk rock. Like trap music takes from punk rock. Like it's just so funny. Like everything takes from punk because punk is like an attitude. It's an art form where they're saying like, fuck you, I don't care what you think. So we're going to do whatever we want to do. We're not very good at music. We're not very good at our instruments. Who gives a shit? It's about the energy. It's about the feel. It's about the intensity. And that's why I like punk. I like trap. I like, you know, like sometimes you're like, oh, well, everything, it all sounds the same. It's like, yeah, you could say that about every genre. So you got to find what you like about that genre. And a lot of times for me, it's about the attitude. It's about the feeling, not necessarily always about how it sounds. You know, how does it make you feel? Like that shit makes me feel like, you know, going out and like running through a mosh pit and shit. So, yo, thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Anytime you guys super chat, it means a lot. Supports the channel. We got new content coming for you this week also, so look out for that. And also, you guys, I pinned in the comments a pre-save for Feels Like Summer, new track that we're going to be dropping June 17th. If you haven't already, all I ask you to do is like click on that link and just pre-save the song. That's it. I'm not asking for much here, all right? All right, let's move on. We got what do we got here? Vibin' One Devin Dinelli. Let's roll through it. Let's see what's up.
Social click up in the building, for real, man, yeah, for real, eh. Are we vibing or not? Yeah, are we vibing or not? Lately I've been through a lot. I need to know, are we vibing or not? Yeah, are we vibing or not? The love I got, it amounts to a lot. If we ain't vibing, shit, we ain't got squat. Yeah, we vibing or not? Yeah, we vibing or not? Yeah, we vibing or not? Lately I've been through a lot. I need to know, are we vibing or not? Are we vibing or not? Let's focus on what's really real, really real. If we can understand each other, we can make it anywhere. Like no ends, our love could be endless. Cause with you I don't need nobody, I could be friendless. And the Lord is my witness, yeah. Keep it real with me, I'll always keep it real too. No playing games like high school, so tell me what's your pursuit. No need to hide, no fears, the vibe we feel like it came from past years. If you shedding tears, got a shoulder with your name on it. Let's prove it through actions and vow to never change on it. And be honest, and we'll never be lonely. Best friends, family, we closer than.
Okay. You know, I applaud the songwriting and like the ideas here. Like I think that the ideas are cool. Like you got you know, we're vibing tonight, are we vibing tonight? Like the writing I think is you got something there. But dude, you need help. Like, you need producing, you need mixing, you need help recording. Like, you really gotta find help. And you know, get into the tutorials and shit, man. Like, I got master classes. I'm not charging you guys very much money for this shit. It's like, I'll record like my full process behind mixing and mastering a song, from editing and tuning and doing everything, and I'll charge like $40 for it, $27. It's like, yo, you gotta study, you gotta practice, and then you gotta teach that shit. Like, that's how you learn this stuff. And I can just hear exactly where you're at, and you know, I'll give you a couple tips on this just to improve it so that you can make it better. So if you go to like another live song review or something, you want to share it. The kick drum and the 808 are hitting the limiter, and the limiter is choking it down. And that's what we call pumping. It's called pumping the limiter, right? So you need to fasten, like, make the release faster, right? Because what's happening is the limiter is going boom, and it's hitting that low end, which is a lot of voltage, and it's hitting the limiter and it's going boom, boom, you know, and it has to recover. And the recover time, it's doing that, and it's ducking everything. It's ducking your vocals, it's ducking the beat, it's ducking everything, because that's what low end does. You can also, on the limiter, take the side chain, like the filter on it, and say, hey, bypass, like high pass all the low end, so the low end goes through the limiter, right? But make the release faster, right? Or auto release, and the attack, slow down on the attack on your limiter or your compressor, whatever you're doing, and just that little tweak at least will get rid of the pumping you got in your record here. But yeah, this sounds like a demo to me. Doesn't sound very professional at all. Just get some help, you know, find someone that can help you out with engineering and stuff. And I don't think you're ready for like someone like me to mix and master or work with you, because, you know, I'm going to charge your ass some money, and you may not be ready for that investment. But yeah, those are just some tips for you. Hopefully that helps. All right, let's move on. What else we got? You guys liking this? Share the show. I'm not asking you guys for much. I just literally, like, all you have to do is like click a couple buttons. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to move on here. I got Pain 1.2 Amica Maya. I always love like these naming schemes y'all got. Crack me up, man. What the hell? Yo, hold up. My guy Drew Knight giving me some love. I appreciate that, bro. You just bought me a coffee, or you got me halfway to a coffee here in LA. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate it. It means a lot.
It's a crazy time, crazy time, crazy time. Do I give or die? Give or die, give or die. This is it for me, this is it for me, this is it for me. Trying to shape and shift, shape and shift, shape and shift. When will I deliver?
All right, cool vibe, cool vibe. Like the thing that stands out to me mostly about this track is the vocal, right? So the vocal tone that you got is really cool. It's kind of like that old school, like I'd say early 2000s kind of Bush, Filter. Like there's all these bands that come to mind. You know, I work with so many people from that era. It's crazy. But like that sound, I'm kind of flaking on like what it really reminds me of. But anyway, even Foo Fighters and shit, like there's a lot of like that kind of vibe in it. The distorted, you know, texture saturated vocal. I think that's the thing that stands out the best. Part of the mix and the production is the vocal, right? The drums, they sound all right, but I feel like you should be able to feel them more, like in the chest and shit. And that snare drum, like, man, it's just like something about it I just do not like. I think that it's like too thin. It's like kick, 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 tick, click. Like it's getting attacked really hard on a compressor, but it's not like going coo coo. Like it's not doo, doo, coo, doo, coo. You know, like it feels maybe too like you got a splash reverb, the room mics you opened up too much, etc. Yeah, that's like my vibe. I feel like I like drums that sound like they're going through API console. You know, they're getting smacked by a 2500. Like they're thick and full and punchy, like 1K in your face. But yeah, I like this track. I think it's cool. Overall, it's just the mix like needs to open up like crazy. The guitars, stuff like that, like they just feel so smashed. They feel like they're just getting like demolished. You know, like it just needs dynamics. Like the mix and the song itself like needs to like it needs to fucking push out of the speakers and then like drop back. And it's not doing that. It's just doing this the whole time. And you're like, whoa, okay. Like the dynamics are like they're just squashed to death. I think dynamics are super important, especially in 2022, because Spotify algorithms, Apple Music, everything is fucking turning your music down or they're turning your music up. So just make sure your mix is super dope. It doesn't matter how loud it is. Like I have so many people I mix for and master for and even produce for that expect loud records. That's fine. You can make a record loud and full and proud if it is a record that calls for that. And this record could be loud and proud, but you're like still squashing the dynamics, which is really funny because it takes a very trained ear, and like mixing and mastering and even production in 2022, bro, it's another level. We're using tools that we just did not have 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Like this shit is crazy. I mean, we got Soothe 2, we got Limitless, we got Dynamic EQs, we got Sidechain, blah, blah, blah. We got, computers that can run literally like thousands of plugins. So, yeah, like the mix and master and the production level, like, bro, like we're at a different world now. You can make it loud, proud, jump out of the speakers and still have dynamics. And that's what I want to hear in this track, like, and I'm just not getting it. It just sounds like all mid-range, like right here, and it's not moving. It's just like staying there. So it's cool. I like the track. I'm not hating on the track. I like the songwriting, the arrangement, 4 minutes and 32 seconds. Like, bro, cut it down. Like, try to get it shorter just for your audience sake. But I love this part where the extra guitar comes in, the second one. Yeah, I'd like to maybe hear that sooner. Like if you could get that in like at a minute 30, something like that, instead of 2 minutes, 16 seconds, I think you'd be this part here. Like, I can hear your parallel compression. Like, I can hear how much parallel compression and shit is, like, pushed up. You don't even have silence in those parts that are supposed to be going, jun jun, jun jun. Like, that should be so silent, so the guitar is going, jun jun. It's not doing that. Like, it's just so much fucking, low-level information is all pushed up because of the limiting and the compression. All right. Hopefully that was useful. Appreciate y'all. All right. Just Josh. We got a video. Let's go.
Some things never change. Some things never change.
Yeah.
It all stays the same. It's all just a game.
Looking for ways, looking for time, looking for plays, looking for light. I look in the dark, been looking for days. Look at my heart, looking for love, been stuck in my ways. Chasing the charts, banging these beats, saving the grace. What did you think? Life got me drained. 1 shot to the 5 shots, now I'm on the freeway swinging. Loud beats they playing, and the sky keeps on raining. These times they've been draining, just when I thought things would change. Shit is all just a joke. Watching the world burn, but I can't see through the smoke. Half the world is broke, quarter of it's skating by. The other quarter's probably gonna die. No asking God why, cause we probably at the end. Shit is really real. The question of is when. People trying to pretend and just act stupid till we blend. Back into the earth, wash me in water, make amends.
It all stays the same. It's all just a game. I'm so tired of playing. I'm so tired of lanes. They all on my brain. I can't let them hang. Fuck off, get away. Just leave me alone. Don't come back this way. I've been on my own. I find my own way. Just me and my kiddos. Wifey and her tiggos. Close to getting frizzled. Thought that you'd have been on.
We been out here mobbing. With the topic, we been all in. From the lost kids to the tropics. What you smoking? You said it's chocolate. Keep that potent, love to they cockpit. Keep your focus. Know they gon' talk shit. Know they gon' hate. Know they gon' start shit. Know they gon' fake. Know they been plotting on your downfall. When these clowns all get to rolling. Keep moving, get going. Don't be stagnant, don't be strolling. These hoes and haters trolling. Chasing payments for patrolling. Never really known if you can trust. So watch the business that your nose in.
Because some men, aren't looking. Some men aren't looking very nice.
Dope. I like it, man. I think you're super talented, bro. Your raps and your flow is like really cool. I think it's really dope. The biggest thing I think that this lacks is production and mixing and mastering. Like, and nowadays, like, I kind of want to talk about production, and mixing and mastering all as like one thing. You know what I mean? Sonics, sound selection, how your shit's hitting. Those hi-hats are terrible. Like, I don't know where, like, why would you pick those hi-hats? They're just so bad. But yeah, man, like, that's my opinion. You came to the channel for my opinion, so I'm going to give it to you. But bro, like, your flow, your pocket is so fucking tight. Like, you are a good rapper. Like, you are good at what you do. Get involved with a producer. Like, I don't understand why artists like of this caliber, where you're this good, like, you can rap so well and you can write and you can tell stories. Like, why are you on this kind of beat? You know what I mean? And if you like this beat and you're like, yo, I love that beat, I fucking made it and it's dope, that's cool, man. But like, get a producer to take that idea and that vibe and produce it up to a quality where, and a standard that you're like, you can show to the market. The marketplace could go, fuck, man, you're like on some Kendrick shit, you know? Because then you get yourself a chance, like you're at bat, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you're actually competing. See, I know, I can tell, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing, like, you made the beat, that's great. But I think the most important thing about being in music or any sort of business in any sense, or art in any sense, is to fire yourself from the things that you're not excellent at as fast as possible. You know, I got people in here in this chat and on this show right now that I produce for, I mix for, I master for. They're 20 years away from being as good as I am at mixing and mastering. So why the fuck, what are they going to do? Spend the next 20 years trying to catch up with me? You know, it's not going to happen, because I'm going to be, in 20 years, I'm going to be way, way, way better, right? So it's just the way it works, and you have to think about these things. You have to go, yo, I'm really dope at rapping and telling stories and like getting in the pocket and making dope fucking lyrics and all that. So how do you team up with someone that can make dope ass fucking beats, and then another person that can just like mix and master and make everything sonically amazing? And then how do you get all those things? Just get a team together. It's very, very, like, look, you guys, it's so hard to explain to people in art and music that 99% of people will never go anywhere with music in any sense. They won't make a living with it. They won't pay their fucking rent with it, even if their rent is $1,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really start thinking, like, do you want to be doing music forever? Do you want to be creating forever? And how much do you want to be creating? And then you kind of have to decide, like, okay, I have to give up the money and the time up front to get to that point where I can create as much as I want. If it's only about the art, even then, how often can you make art if you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week at a job? How often can you make your art? And then you throw kids into the equation, you throw school into the equation, you throw other things into the equation, relationships and being a human being. And yeah, you have to figure this out, you guys, because time goes so fast. I'm 30, 37, 38 years old now, right? So I'll be 39 this year. And like, if you told me at 28, you're like, yeah, man, you know, you gotta, you know, hire people and get, you know, other people to help you. I'd have been like, fuck you, bro. I play guitar, man. I fucking play bass. I play guitar. I do everything. You know, it's not a thing that you should be proud of. That's what I'm telling you right now. You have to trade your money right now so you can gain the time. There's artists out there that will put up stuff. They'll credit cards, they'll get loans, they'll go into debt, and they'll do it over and over and over again just so they can get more and more leverage and start to build momentum. And then there's other artists that are like, nah, man, I got all the time in the world. And then they get old, and then they're on these chats and in this stream going, yeah, I used to make music and man, I didn't do anything with it. Yeah, of course you didn't, because, you know, you didn't trade the money. You know, you were so afraid, like, I need to do everything on my own. It doesn't work. Promise you. It just doesn't work like that. And you wish it did, right? You wish everyone was, you know, Russ and making a Russ book and telling you how all the cheat codes, you know, this is how you do it and drop one song a week and all this shit. It's like, bro, you got to build a team. Even Russ had a massive team. So every independent artist, every label artist, everybody anywhere that does anything making enough money to make art whenever they want to make art has a team. Okay, so don't make your own beats. It's okay. We're not going to judge you. We're not going to be like, oh, he doesn't make his own beats. What a loser. Let's move on. Great track, man. You got some talent, bro. I really hear it. I love it. All right, Enemy by Bass Scout. Let's go. I see you guys like arguing in the chat. It's so funny, man. Like, art is just, it's art, you know? It's fine, you guys. It's fine to not like something. And it's also fine to, you know, love something that other people don't like. It's okay. Yeah, I got to stop and say thank you so much, Josh. I really appreciate it. Means a lot, man. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as long as you guys support the channel, I can keep doing live song reviews. I can keep posting content. But when this shit stops getting supported, I gotta stop doing this shit and, you know, stay on the client work and the sync licensing and the record production and stuff. So this is always fun to spend an hour with you guys. Let's get back to it. Dope. I like it. I think it's a total vibe, man. Overall, the only thing that I really think needs some improvement is the drum programming. It just kind of feels too like choppy and like, I don't know. The samples just kind of are whack to me. Like, you know, I don't really like the drums very much. But as far as like the melodies and like the vibe of the song and the writing, I think it's cool. Like, I think this is definitely something that I would be, I like it. I think it needs a mix and master, but that's like always how I'm going to feel unless like someone puts something up that I'm like, yo, this is dope. You know, like this has definitely been mixed and mastered and sounds like a record. But I like it. I think it sounds like really cool. I love these vibes here.
Been feeling like you. Now I want to talk to me.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's dope. Yeah, the drums are the thing that kind of like, oh, I don't like those. The snare drum is so like, just doesn't really like hit me. I don't know. But yeah, but it's all good. But yeah, all right, let's move on. I like it. I think it's dope. Fix the drums, get a drummer, program the drums better, get a nice mix and master on it, and you got a fucking great song, you know? Like, I think the songwriting's there. Melodies are cool. And the stacks, like you did the vocal stacks and everything, sounds good. All right, let's do Piercy Blue. Here we go.
At the top. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Up in the middle of June, I knew the conversation would get heavy with you. I don't really feel like you've been thinking of me, but it's hard to pretend that I ain't shit for the same old thing. It's true, it's always been you. Miss you, I wish it were new. Issues, if it wasn't you, I'm bruised, but it's nothing. My hesitation, is it helping and shit? No, so I dedicate this to the girl that grips my soul. You loved me when I was broken to pieces. I swear I ain't going away. You stole my heart and you showed me the reasons for living. I swear I wouldn't go anywhere without you. Got you on my mind like every night. I hate to say it, baby, I complicate it all. I'm just so far in my head. I gotta say it, you got me intoxicated. It's true, it's always been you. Girl, I don't wanna waste another day missing you, wish that you knew. We push and pull like the wind. On my hesitation, is it helping this shit? No, so I dedicate this to the girl that grips my soul. You loved me when I was broken to pieces. I swear I ain't going away. You stole my heart and you showed me the reasons for living. I swear I wouldn't go anywhere without you. No, I won't desert you. I never hurt you. I know I don't deserve you. No, I won't desert you. I know I don't deserve you. You loved me when I was broken to pieces. I swear I ain't going away.
Dope, dude. Loving it. Think it's really dope. You got on, like, you're on that pop punk vibe. You know, that it's so funny, like, how hard that shit's coming back, man. Like, you know what it is? It's Machine Gun Kelly. like everybody got on that shit when Machine Gun Kelly brought Travis Barker onto his records. All of a sudden, like, he got legitimized, right? Like, it was like, oh, this is legit now because Travis Barker is playing drums on it. Like, okay, now we can go back to pop punk. But it's cool, man. Like, I just think like you're jumping on a trend train that's like almost like already passing. So you got to be really careful of that. And also, my like full disclosed opinion on this kind of shit is that if you start to like jump around and like jump onto trends and like whatever is like popping right now, bro, you're never going to be yourself. Like, you're never going to be like truly what Piercy Blue is, you know? So I think that that's really, really hard to find. You know, Machine Gun Kelly, like, yeah, he started rapping and he was an actor and he's still an actor, of course. But then he got into the pop punk thing and stuff. Like, I think that it worked for him because he kind of like started really going that route. Like, he was the one really pushing that. He has a big machine behind him. So regardless of what anyone else was doing in the independent level in the underground, Machine Gun Kelly is always going to be like pushed up front. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's hard. That's a hard thing to jump onto, like that trend of doing pop punk right now. But, you know, I grew up on pop punk. I was in pop punk bands. Just be really careful about losing yourself in different genres. You know, there's like a big difference between being general, like generalized, and being in a genre. And I think if you pick a genre, you should stay in that genre. But you don't need to be general. Like, you can twist and mess around in that genre. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're trying to break or get some more listeners and stuff. You know, I do it all the time. I make a lot of like synth pop, synth wave kind of stuff. And, but I always want to kind of like do my own shit on it. I want to be me. You know what I'm saying? So try to be yourself as much as possible, because this sounds so different from the other stuff I've heard from you. So that's why I'm giving you this advice instead of being like, yeah, man, you know, the kick drum needs to be turned down or whatever, right? I'm trying to give you advice that's a little bit more career advice with where you're going with your music. Because, you know, I think that you have a lot of talent as far as like the production engineering side. Your sonics are great. I think everybody in here is like, fuck yeah, that's sick, dude. Sick. Yeah, that's sick. Sounds good. Because you know how to use compression, EQ, you know, you're picking good samples for the genres and stuff. And honestly, Piercy, I think you do really well in sync licensing. You should join the Radium Roundtable. Like, there's guys in here, and I promise you, like, they're gonna be like, fuck yeah, you should join the Radium Roundtable, because you are like the kind of guy that can produce himself, arrange himself, record, write songs, sing, mix and master to a certain level. That's what sync licensing needs, right? And you need to get some syncs. You need to get like some, you know, $5,000, $50,000 checks so you can start to really hone in on what you want to do and what you love. But yeah, man, I think it sounds great. I think like for this genre and for where it's going right now in 2022, like you're on point. Like you're hitting the nail on the head, which it could be good and bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yeah, all right, I got like I'm on the nose with pop punk. You know what I'm saying? But that could be really great in sync licensing. But as far as like the commercial world, you're going to always sound like you're chasing trends. You're going to sound like, oh, this guy wants to be Machine Gun Kelly. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful with that. Find your shit. Find your voice. And do you better than anybody can do you. Watch me do me. All right. So I gotta play my guy Rev Kev here. What was the song that you uploaded, Kev? What's it called? I don't think I see it in here. Oh, here we go. Up From Here. All right, so Kev is like part of my mentoring group. He's in the Radium Roundtable, and man, dude has come so far. So I'm like really proud of him. And yeah, I want to show you his song, and then I also want to show you a song from another Radium Roundtable member, Drew Knight, who I'm actually producing a record with right now. And yeah, it's sounding pretty dope. So I want to share that with you guys. First listen sort of vibe. All right, so let's get into it. Up From Here from Rev Kev.
can't believe it. Made it through and we survived. It hasn't been easy. We've been getting hit on every side. Something on the inside told me keep my hope alive. It only goes up from here. Had my head down for far too long, but I decided that I cried my last tear. It can only go up from here. The future is so bright and clear. Up from here. Better days are before us. It can only go up from here. Let's toast and celebrate with cheers. Oh, oh, oh. It can only go up. The sun is rising. A brand new day has truly come. Moving forward because yesterday is overcome. I'm feeling joy now, I could see so clear. It only goes up from here. Worst days are far behind and we're pressing on. Yes, we decided that we cried our last tears. It can only go up from here. The future is so bright and clear. Up from here. Better days are before us. It can only go up from here. Let's toast and celebrate with cheers. Oh, oh, oh. It can only go up.
Loving it, man. I think it's really good. And I know that you actually wrote this for a brief that we had in the group, which you guys, I shit you not. The brief that I got for this was a $200,000 payout for a commercial. And I'm still waiting to hear back from the actual producer on the commercial. But you guys, like, you got to understand, like, these guys in the group are pitching on stuff that is like 6-figure placements. You know, stuff that like some of y'all like don't even make in a year of working 40 hours a week. So it's like, yeah, I'd put my heart and soul into that shit. I'd be writing day and night, you know. When I first started working with Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo, when I moved to LA, I remember I was getting $15 an hour starting wage, right? And I was like, yo, I got to make more money than that. I live in fucking LA, right? And they were like, yeah, well, you can write for commercials. And I was like, well, how do I do that? They're like, well, you can't do that on the clock. I was working 50 hours a week at Mutado for Mark, working on films, head engineering, producing, all that stuff at the studio. And then I'd get off and I'd be writing and demoing on commercials for easily 30 hours a week. Like, you know, it's just funny. Like, it's just like a lot of you guys, like, you won't even spend like 10 hours a week on your music. Like, I was spending like 80 hours, maybe 100 hours a week, like working a day job that I was engineering in Pro Tools, Logic. I was doing all this shit every day, recording, you know, quartets, octets, horns, singers, all sorts of stuff, working on films, TV, all that. And then I'd get off work and I'd demo on commercials. And I ended up taking a $38,000 a year job and turning it into $105,000 a year, you know, just because, like, yeah, it's hustle, you know, that's what this is about. So I digress with my storytelling, but this song is made for sync. Like, it's very hopeful. It's very uplifting. As far as like production, Kev, you got to back off the compression, man. Like, the compression is killing the performance in what you're doing. Compression is a tool, and sometimes it feels like compression is like, it's very addictive, right? Like, people want to use compression on everything. Like, yeah, I want to compress the drums, I want to compress the vocal, compress everything. But bro, like, the way you're compressing your vocals is kind of squeezing them, you know? It's like squeezing the life out of them. So yeah, back off. Like, don't attack so hard on the compressor. Go faster on the release. Go on your ratio. If you're at 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 6-to-1, like, go back to like 1.8-to-1, 2-to-1. If you're using like an 1176, let your vocal breathe. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank you, by the way. Thank you so much. Keep supporting the channel. You guys have no idea what's coming. Like, there's a lot of really cool shit coming with this channel, and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, man, listen to the vocals and listen how they're being squeezed and compressed and pushed forward in a track that needs depth and needs stacks and big, like, it needs a big stage. Just like with a choir, right? You want like the guy up front, but you also want like the stacks in the back, right? If you compress something, it pushes it forward automatically. Okay, so just listen to what's going on with the vocals.
Worst days are far behind and we're pressing on. Yes, we decided that we cried our last tears.
So even on those background vocals that are going, cried our last tear, that can't be compressed the same way that the lead vocal's being compressed. It has to be, you know, cried our last tear. Like, it needs to be in the back. You got to have depth in your mix. In your production, you need depth. Depth happens by not putting everything forward. And compression, if you guys just want a simple rule for compression, when you compress something, it pushes it forward. It makes it front and center. It pushes it out of the speakers because you're bringing the low-level information up, you're bringing the high-level peaks down, and you're making this thing very, very undynamic. You're pushing it forward in the mix. That's why compression was used on radios. Radio DJs, right? Hey, it's 97.5, you know, because they would peak on the radio, right? Like, they're like speaking, and they're Hitler, he's yelling, he's like, I'm striking like a, you know, they gotta fucking tame it, you know what I mean? And then when he's speaking softly like this, they gotta push it forward and make it louder. So if you start using compression like crazy, you're always gonna push things forward. So you want something in the back, you use less compression, less ratio, compress, you know, not as much, basically. That's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. And, you know, that's what compression is used for. So now I'm going to share with you guys another track from Drew Knight. And I got a little feature on there, you know, because my guy Drew, you know, he needed a little love. He wanted some love on the track. And I was like, all right, cool, man. I'll drop some love on there. But yeah, let's open up the actual session. I want to show you guys something because you're still here. And if you're still here, that means that you actually like give a shit and you want to be here. So that means a lot. So I'm going to kind of share some stuff with you guys. All right. So very first time ever that you're going to hear this track, and it's called Ocean Full of Stars. As far as I'm concerned, Drew, you correct me if you want to call it something else. But yeah, been working away at this. Like, I just kind of like work on it a little bit every day. Last time I worked on it was on the 24th, but yeah, I'm going to show you where it's at. And you guys let me know what you think. It's kind of a synth pop, synth wave kind of vibe. I'd say more synth wave than synth pop. And I'll play the song where it's at. It's not done, but you know, it's somewhere. I want to show it to you guys. I mean, shit, we went into Pro Tools like 3 times. Look, we got a Pro Tools session. We went crazy with shit. We've melodined everything. We got a lot of stuff going on in the session, which is fun. See, it's going to load up. It's going to be like loading. So where are you guys from? Where's everyone from in the chat? Let me know. Like, we got people on the East Coast. Drew, I know you're from Florida. Alexander, where are you from? Pro Tools versus Ableton. Oof, that's a hard one. I think Ableton's probably better for, like, production, beats and stuff. I work with Miami Horror, it's like a group. My friend Ben Plant. He uses Ableton religiously. But mainly for production and stuff. Production, arranging, shit like that. Yeah, I think so, dude. Montreal, okay. Miami, all right. Miami's good. I like Miami. It's not LA, but it's cool. OKC, okay. Okay. Florida. Where at in Florida, Rev Kev? What's up? Southside Chicago, baby. Yes. Bro, I grew up on Common Sense, Talib Kweli. I don't know. Talib's not from Chicago, but Common Sense and Kanye West. Back when, like, you know, like Chicago was on the map like that. I love that shit. Shit had me going. Honolulu, what's up? Look at you. Fort Lauderdale, okay. Miami. Oscar's in the house, LA. See, we got LA in the house, bro. Oh, LA like Louisiana? Don't worry about that. See how many things I get like, hey, you don't have that. What's going on there? So much shit. All right, guys, this isn't mixed and mastered, but I'm going to play it for you because it probably sounds pretty damn good. I mean, I don't really like, I always have shit sounding good as I'm working on it. It's just how it works for me. Okay, LA, California, got it. Yeah, LA's good, man. I love LA. I've been in LA for over a decade now, you know? So I do like it, obviously. And the weather, goddamn. It was like 72 degrees and breezy today. It was perfect. It's like that basically, I'd say majority of the days. It's in the 70s. Lower Alabama. Slower Alabama. Yeah. No, I was just thinking LA. I was thinking Louisiana. But, yeah, I got friends there too. I love Louisiana. Whew. Such a great place. All right, you see what's going on, right? It's like, all right, I'm opening the session, guys. Let's see if it'll actually play on Ecamm as I'm streaming. Yeah, well, it's very legal to blaze here, bro. Not only is it legal, it's almost encouraged in Los Angeles. It's like, yeah, you don't smoke weed? Like, everyone smokes weed. If you don't smoke it, then you got to eat it. Nice. Yeah, New Orleans is amazing, man. I fucking love it. New Orleans, like, my favorite thing about New Orleans is the fried chicken, first of all. You know. But I also love, like, the random breakouts of horn sections. All right, I'm going to play this for you guys. Here we go.
So fast, looks like I'll be up all night. I wanted you so bad, but I guess I never tried.
I had to mute the bridge because I'm still writing that. I'm like, no, they can't hear that shit. It's just like me, like mumbling. Yo, hope you guys dig that. Last thing I'll play for you guys is a track I got coming out with David Nolf on the 17th of June, which I pinned a little pre-save up here for you guys. But man, like this one, I'm really excited about, and I just want to share it with you guys. I think you'll dig it if you like those kind of vibes. Here's the cover art we got. Just us as kids, you know what I'm saying? But it's called Feels Like Summer. It'll be out June 17th. I pinned the pre-save, so you better fucking pre-save it. Show some love, you guys. Damn it. But yeah, I'll play you guys the final mix and everything, the one that's going out to distribution, you know what I'm saying? So here it is, and then I'm going to get out of here. So hope you guys enjoy it. Show love if you do.
We'll be outside in the red beside the sunrise. We won't sleep so we're not alone. Run away 'cause we can't go home. Driving down the coastline, staring at your best side. 'Cause we're just kids in love. Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone. Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone. You got it feeling like the first time, playing the songs we miss, like the year is 99. Summer of my first kiss, sitting in the backseat wanting it so badly. But we are we're just kids in love. Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone. Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone. I remember when we first locked hands, so we didn't have to walk alone. But you'll be the death of me. You come by so honestly, but I know you feel like summer. You gotta love someone. Yeah, it feels like summer when you love someone.
That's it. Feels like summer. June 17th. Appreciate you guys coming through. Always coming through. Showing love, sharing the show, sharing the channel, subscribing, you know, like just playing a part, you know, like being in a community of people that love art and music. Like, what the hell else do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just trying to make cool shit that touch people and touch ourselves. All right, love you guys. Happy Sunday. I'll see you guys later. Keep supporting the music, you know, just like show love. Keep just sharing it and showing love. Like, that's what it's all about. Build a community here. Get Drew popping. Get Rev Kev popping. Get the whole shit popping. All right? See you guys later. Love you guys.